Now we'll be showing and telling how Jennifer Garner came to Eastern Kentucky to help us during the flood and help with flood relief and support our Eastern Kentucky community and communities. She also explains that she was born and raised in West Virginia, which is 200 miles or a little more from Eastern Kentucky, and how she relates to how Eastern Kentucky is not just a community, it's a family.
Remain cut off by debris and washed out roads.
Their community is strong and it is vibrant. Robinson Elementary is a total loss. Jennifer Garner and I met up there yesterday with the Perry County Superintendent of Schools, Jonathan Jett.
A part of the roof has collapsed on the front part of the building.
Garner grew up less than 200 miles from here in West Virginia. She and I were the first to get an inside look at the utter devastation. Thick mud everywhere from the 8 feet of water that poured in.
Is it safe to be in here?
Please be really careful.
I have to get my eyes on that library.
We head in to see what was, until about 2 weeks ago, the school library, which Save the Children helped create.
My little elementary school library totally shaped my life. I wanted to be a school librarian. I wanted to work in a library space just like this.
Oh, man. So what happens next? What are you going to do? How many schools?
I wish I had a good answer for that at this time. I don't. My main focus is to get students in an environment as quickly as possible where we can make sure they're safe physically and emotionally.
Kids who have battled through COVID and now face the prospect of yet another mixed-up school year. Garner knows how much is at stake, and though she's in the middle of shooting a film, flew across the country to bear witness. So how did you come to do this work in the first place?
I grew up in a middle-class family. My mom had grown up very, very poor. My dad grew up poor, and the fact that the two of them were able to go to college was so life-changing. So when I was in a position to be invited into people's homes, it was rural America that really pulled me.
So it sounds like part of this work for you is really honoring your parents.
Oh, I mean, if there's anything I could do to be able to honor my parents, I have incredible parents.
Parents who gave her an early head start. This is Rosie.
Rosie, the readiness bus.
Originally, Rosie was designed to be a mobile preschool for rural kids who didn't have one. But then the pandemic hit.
And it went from Rosie, the reading bus, to Rosie, the feeding bus.
And for the past 2 weeks, Rosie has been hard at work again, distributing food, water, and even toys from home to home. We were talking of the dignity and the grace of the people that we met today who have lost so much.
And the incredible intelligence, the work ethic, the nobility.
One such family, the Fugits. James Fugit is the principal of the destroyed elementary school we visited. Am I crazy, or is that the mud line up there?
It was above that. It was about 16 feet.
Fugit was out of town the night of the flood, but his wife and 3 children huddled at the top of the house. Do you see this window here? All the kids and his wife came out that window. Their lives saved by a ladder, a boat, and a group of family and friends. But it was 13-year-old Peyton who his mother credits with keeping them going through that long, cold, dark night. To have Jennifer Garner come to hear their stories and celebrate their resilience.
How did I end up in a position to get to meet so many incredibly strong people, and they're beautiful kids? And that is the one thing I have learned above all else. Every mom loves her baby as much as I love.
Wow. Cynthia, thank you. And we want to turn to Jennifer now, a longtime ambassador for Save the Children. And Jen, it's so good to see you. I just love that you have gone to this area to shine a light, because when you go somewhere, people pay attention. And here we are on the Today Show talking about it. What struck you? What do they need right now?
Need everything. There's nothing they don't need. They need basic just necessities. They need water. They need somewhere to live. They need schools to be up and running. These kids need to go to school.
Jen, the folks that you talked to there, we saw the principal, the folks that you met, what did you learn from them? What struck you about those people?
They wanted to tell us over and over again how the community had come together to help them, how they hadn't had to hire help, how people had come to muck out their houses. They were inundated with family and friends there to just to help out. But that they need some help. They need a little bit of help to get their kids back in school in a safe way and in a way that protects their education and their mental and social, emotional health as absolutely as much as possible.
And on that note, I know the devastation in the library really hit you hard. Why is that?
Well, I grew up, I had an incredible librarian, Annis McCann, I called her Mom McCann, who really saw me as my own creative force as a little kid in Charleston, West Virginia. So that is one thing, but also Save the Children takes such pride in the library with books and with computers, and we've made them and helped make them inviting and vibrant places for kids to learn and hope and dream. And those are all, so many of those are gone, and the home libraries we've helped build as well. So it really, I take it personally on behalf of SAVE as well. We have a lot of work to do, but we will dig in and we'll...
Thank you so much, Jennifer Garner, and all the news stations that have given Eastern Kentucky the attention that it needs for help and flood support. Thank you so much for your help, and we are so loved and blessed and just so happy that you have came to help us and Eastern Kentucky. This is a blessing. Thank you so much, Jennifer Garner, and our President Joe Biden for the help and love and support. Now we'll be talking about Eastern Kentucky connections, how close Eastern Kentucky is with its animals, people, and its Eastern Kentucky friendly charm, and how we helped each other through this flood, how waters were handed out, how people got to food when they couldn't, and how people kept their homes and possessions of some, and for some who didn't, and where they stayed. For those who are still missing and still in need of help, we have a hotline in this documentary that you can call, which is in the beginning of our documentary. Thank you so much. Chloe Adams, a 17-year-old girl, woke up at 5 a.m. Thursday to gurgling noises from the drain in her bathroom, and suddenly found herself screaming for help in the dark as rains flooded her Eastern Kentucky home. "All I knew was that I only had two options here," said the 17-year-old, who was alone with her dog, Sandy.
Historic floodwaters pulling back in Eastern Kentucky. Tonight, fears are becoming reality. The death toll climbing.
We're going to be finding bodies for weeks to come. Keep praying.
Kim and Douglas Stevens are some of the lucky ones.
There's our camera.
Along this isolated hillside highway, their home essentially became an island.
Where we're standing right now, over the last couple of days, we would have been standing in water.
Yes. They spent around 9 hours in their car on higher ground without an escape route. No cell reception, little food, water filling their first floor.
Gas wells and things that are contaminating the water.
For now, FEMA says 18 trailers filled with clean water are on the way.
This is just one shed in one community devastated. I am 6'1", and look at where the water level was on here, well above my head. Just one city hit so hard by these floods.
As survivors get closer to the destruction, some are also closer to realizing they need a new place to live. Memories washed away, destroying the Jackson, Kentucky home Pete Barnes shared with two grandsons.
What do you tell them? How do you explain this to them?
You can't. But amid the devastation, glimmers of hope, too.
And Jesse joins us now near Lost Creek, Kentucky, where we're getting a better picture of the devastation, but they're not in the clear just yet, Jesse.
Yeah, that's right, Peter. Unfortunately, more rain is in the forecast for tomorrow, and that is not what they need. This is one of the worst scenes we've come across. A home you can see tilting off of its foundation, and there are other scenes even more devastating, including some structures we've seen that were literally swept away. Peter?
Look at those dramatic pictures there. Jesse Kirsch on the ground. Jesse, thank you.
hope you enjoyed this film. You were entertained by it. It took a lot of work, and this is our 5th week into the flood. The Eastern Kentucky area was affected very, very much from this flood, and I am one of the survivors as well. This flood is dedicated to everyone and the flood, everything about the flood. It's dedicated to the people, especially to the people in memory of those who lost their lives, those who are part of the flood count, and those that are victims of this flood. This flood it's like a dream, or actually a nightmare. It's more like a nightmare. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and so destructive. I've never seen anything this destructive in my life. And thank you so much to those that came out of state to help us and support us. Thank you so much to Jennifer Garner that came in and helped us and helped clean things up and help flood relief. And thank you so much to our President of the United States for coming in. And thank you so much to our Governor, Andy Beshear, for supporting my Eastern Kentucky home and this flood and the disasters of this flood that caused these horrible, horrible disasters. And it's just so heartbreaking to see this and to see people without a home, to see people that lost their lives due to this flood. This is a very, very serious situation, very serious. And thank you so much for everyone who has helped and everyone. Help is a blessing. It really is. It helped us so much. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting my film, supporting this documentary. It took a lot of hard work and took a really long time to make. And, well, 5 weeks into the flood, now I'm finished with this documentary. So, thank you so much. And I love you all. And have an amazing, blessed day.